Okay, this is gonna be a weird video, so I'm just gonna tell you what's going on. Sony flew and brought a whole bunch of YouTubers. We have some crazy people here, like aka Mr. Potato Jet.
I'm not crazy! How many times am I gonna tell you that?
We have Bored at Work.
Connor Singala is here, and I'm driving this vehicle to meet my wives.
Oh man, this is like way overexposed. This is what happens when you do manual settings, but I got a flip out screen that I can see what's going on. So the deal is, they're letting us use the A6400 and, you know, kind of get an experience of it. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? See, this video is going to be weird. Anyway, so we're going to find out what YouTubers think about the A6400, and we're also going to do some fun stuff, some vlogging. So, yeah, this is going to be a weird one. Just bear with me here. So I have Justine and Jenna. And you guys have had the camera now for like a week and a half, right?
I think we're like actually using it though for like a full week.
Okay, so I want you guys to tell me what you think about this camera.
So I love it. I do a lot of time lapses, so my favorite thing is the interval shooting. So that's been a big thing for me. Have you tried it out yet?
I have not.
It's pretty great because you can actually do like 4K time lapses. So we did a comparison using the S&Q 1 frame a second and the interval shooting, and it's incredible. Like it's so crisp. Like that's probably my favorite thing.
I'll be honest, I was very surprised with the A6400. I wasn't sure if it was going to perform as well as the A6500, especially in terms of autofocus, but man, that thing's a beast. Like, I'm surprised how well it caught up and was intuitive, capturing faces and stuff like that. And so I think I might get this camera.
I love it. Autofocus is great. Small form factor. That's the thing I miss about APS-C stuff is that, you know, I'm shooting with a lot of full frame cameras, but APS-C is where it's at. You know, smaller form factor, small body, small lenses. And you still get great image quality, great 4K, and great slow motion.
We got the homie YC Imaging in the house.
I'm here.
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, man.
How you feeling about this?
I don't know. I'm liking it, man.
Look, my opinion.
Go for it.
I haven't shot anything yet, but you use one Sony, you kind of use them all. They all feel the same in some way, form, or fashion. So we'll see how this one performs.
That autofocus. Yeah, the flip-up screen is not my favorite, actually. I was struggling with the setup. I didn't know if I should put the mic on, take the mic off. I didn't know if I should do the bracket with the microphone. But definitely my favorite part was the autofocus. There's also this like skin softening for portrait mode that I haven't really seen, but it's definitely interesting to have because I know our phones normally have that.
I like that it's light. I do like the flip-out screen. I'll say the inbuilt mic has been pretty good. Not great, but for what it is, it's pretty good. And price.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't expecting much. Sony's kind of had bad color science in the past. I loaded on one of my custom profiles here, which is just a variation of the normal profile. I found the skin tones to be really pleasing. The overall color science to me looks much better than what I'm used to on the previous A6300.
The A6400, it's very small, nice and compact, and you get this little flippy screen. You get that, so check it out. First time you can actually like see yourself. It's a little, there it is, just like that. Except for with the mic, it becomes a little bit tricky because you're trying to squeeze this on there, and then you're trying to see yourself through the mic, and it doesn't flip upside down all the time just because it's not like fully engaged that way. So the microphone kind of blocks it. Now I'm just complaining. So that's generally how it looks if you were to try to film yourself with a microphone on there. So it's better than nothing for sure, because when you do it blind, I don't know how some of you guys do it. Do you just go, oh yeah, this is recording, I'm pretty sure I'm exposed and in focus. I don't know how you guys do that, but here at least you get a little sense of your environment and if you're in focus and if you got decent exposure.
Because the thing is, for me, I'm not really a vlogger, and I feel like that's like the perfect vlogging camera. But other than that, I mean, it's cool to see the autofocus like in action. I haven't played around with it too much, but it's been cool.
Dude, the A6400 is actually like surprisingly really nice. I think probably my favorite thing about it is that autofocus. It's not what I was expecting. It's much faster. Of course, that's what they're gloating about, but it is much faster, but it's not just fast. It feels somewhat natural to me, almost like dual pixel in that way, not like before where it was a little snappy and kind of robotic, so it felt more fluid.
Are you scared?
Zipping. Okay, come down the stairs.
Adios.
1, 2, adios. Woo! Woo!
What the hell were you saying?
I was trying to film the intro to the video.
Okay, so the other thing is, if you can change one thing, add or remove, what would it be? We'll start with you.
I mean, I definitely, I love the flip up screen, but I really would like a flip to the side screen. But this is honestly such a good step in the direction that we need. But so far, it's been great.
No, I agree. The flip out would probably be something that I changed, but I still love having the flip up, even though we keep staring at it. We keep looking at ourselves.
But to be honest with you, when you have the flip up screen, if you look at it, it's not as noticeable
if it's on the side.
The flip to the side.
Yeah, agreed.
So that is a good thing.
I wasn't sure, but man, I'm convinced. I will say the whole flip up screen and the microphone. I think you have to choose one or the other. You can't really do both. Putting adapters, I don't know. I don't think it works that way. So you either have to use a flip up screen and vlog without a mic, or use a mic and just film as normal without having a flip up screen. Just look at the center of the lens. It's not that big of a deal, honestly.
I would say the bigger battery. That'd be the number one thing. Bigger battery. I know what they're going for, but if they made it just a little bit bigger with the battery, be happy with that.
If I can change one thing about this camera already as is, I'm not even gonna say the screen. I would just want in-body image stabilization added. That would be amazing for me. This is a little awkward, this like the bracket setup, but I can live with that. I can live with this. It's not that bad. It's a light setup. You put a light APS-C sensor lens on it. It's not that heavy, so you can live with that, but in-body image stabilization, we need that.
I haven't tested the audio perfectly yet, but even just having built-in microphone would just completely change the game. I even forgot it had a flip out screen so many times. I was checking my hand for exposure just because I'm so used to it, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a flip out screen.
Flip out screen, come on, let's be real. I mean, flip up is great, but flip out is so much easier to use.
I'd say add internal stabilization. I think that is so important. And the fact that they're calling this a vlogging camera and it doesn't have stabilization on the sensor, big downgrade. Also, they already have one that's older that has it, so it just logically doesn't make much sense to me. So, stabilization.
I still need to play with it a little bit. In terms of image quality, I'm curious because I know these monitors back here, they're not the most accurate. I always have a really hard time judging how the image is going to come out through these specific screens. I always blow out my shots with these screens, but I got my histogram on all day today, so I shouldn't be overexposed. But I'd be really curious to see how the image quality out of this looks right next to like my other cameras, like a Canon or whatever.
This is something I don't know yet, like the battery life. Have you tested battery life?
Yeah, it's not that great.
That's something that's like I need, because I used to use a 6500 battery life. Not so great. I would go for through three whole batteries for one video. With my A7 III, one battery, I'm good. So also I'm not trying to talk about the flippy screen the whole time, but it'd be cool if it was like to the side, so like the mic, because I'm seeing your mic right now. Your mic placement is on the side, which I feel like works fine, but I don't know.
No, it looks silly.
It does look a little like strange, so that and the battery life.
I feel like you got this a lot. That screen needs to flip out, not up. I like having it. If I had to choose between up or nothing, I'd choose the flip up screen, but if it flipped out or was like the Fuji screen where it could flip this way like Sony cameras, but then also flip around, I forget which camera it is, it's Fuji, that would be great. That's the one thing I would change, just to make it more appealing to YouTube, which is what I do.
I would like the viewfinder to come up a little bit higher, because I got a feeling if I put a mic on the top, it's gonna get in the way. So maybe if the viewfinder popped up a little bit higher, that would be dope. But I'm not really complaining. I like this.
Okay, last question. I know the answer for you.
Yes.
So I'll ask you, Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
We already know.
I have my Pixel 3 with me though.
Oh, so
yeah, so I almost always have a second Android phone.
But if you had to pick one, Team Android or iPhone?
Obviously iPhone.
Okay.
Hello.
You'd have to change your name.
Actually, I have the iPhone 11 here.
Oh, let's watch it. Oh.
iPhone, come on.
iPhone.
Why?
Ew.
Just works
Kitty,
better.
iPhone or
works
Android?
better.
Google Pixel 3.
Oh.
Always. Since the first one. We go way back.
Android.
So do you
Android.
use PC?
I don't. Well, I have a Hackintosh. I have PC components with Mac OS, but I do have Windows.
Oh, I need to get my
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
That's it.
Oh, come on, man. Android.
I'm iOS. I tried to go to the Google Pixel 3, and I found that I missed AirDrop and iMessage a lot, so I went back.
iPhone. for sure. Actually, I've never really used Android, but I just think it's funny to just say like, Android sucks. Even though I've never used it, I'm sure they're powerful and they're great, but I like saying Android sucks for some reason. I don't know.
Oh my god, you're putting me on the spot today. Don't look down to the phone that I'm holding.
I know, I already saw it.
No, I always carry 2 phones though. I know that's like, I feel like
No,
that's
you gotta
like,
pick one.
That's
That's
like
it.
a cheap answer,
yeah,
but
you
it's
gotta
the truth.
pick one.
I have a Pixel over there.
It doesn't matter. You gotta pick one right
Pick
now.
one?
Yeah,
I
forever.
mean, no, you can't do that to me. No, but I'm more so on the iPhone life just because of the whole.
It's the one she's holding in her
ecosystem.
hand, guys. Let her not fool you. She
it's
doesn't want to get the comments about saying she doesn't like Android. It's okay. We understand.
I appreciate both very much. I just like the whole ecosystem, and everybody says that, right? But like, I use a MacBook Pro, and just like, I know everything just like flows well. iMessage is great. AirDrop. I know everybody says the same thing, but I mean, it's the truth.
iPhone. No. Android's great, but I am Apple all the way. I can't get rid of AirDrop. Really, that's the reason.
Y'all know I'm Team Android, but don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. But Galaxy Note is still my favorite phone, but don't tell nobody. I always keep one of these in my back pocket for a case of emergencies.
Okay, and then final question.
Yes.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone. You don't even have to finish the question. iPhone.
I've been there from the version 1, so Google Pixel, Team Pixel, all day, every day. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of haters now.
Team iPhone.
Oh, wait,
Team
what do we
iPhone.
got here?
Look, Team iPhone. Don't get an Android ever in your life.
No.
You don't want that. You want
You definitely
smoothness.
want that.
You want updates. That's what you want. You also want AirDrop.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you really want.
All right, so we're heading back. Here's my thoughts on it. So I'm actually more impressed than I thought at first. I'm gonna tell you, on paper, it just didn't look as good. I wasn't excited about it, but after using it, I gotta say the color signs from what I saw in the back, I still have to look at it through my computer, look much better. The flip out display is actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Yes, the microphone does kind of get in the way if you're using it, but you can still see yourself, and for the most part, if you're gonna be vlogging, I'm sure you're gonna be looking at the lens. For me, believe it or not, a headphone jack that's missing is something that I would like to see, because right now I don't even know if the audio is going to be good, and I wish I could listen to it and see if that would work out. So anyway, I still want to wait and use it and to give you guys my full review, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on that video. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.